5 cents. That's what every single one of these carousels cost me to make. Different products, different brands, different visual styles, 5 cents each. No designer, no Canva, no Photoshop. An AI system I built generates this from a single row in Google Sheet, creates the visual identity, writes the copy, designs every slide to match, and posts directly to social media automatically. Now, if you ever tried AI-generated carousels before, you know the results usually look terrible. Generic templates, inconsistent slides, designs that scream, a robot made this. What you're looking at right now is different, and it took 2 weeks of prompt engineering and one technical trick to get here. A trick that forces every slide to visually match the previous one. When you think about what it costs to outsource a carousel on Fiverr or Upwork, $50 to $100 per post. This workflow does it for 5 cents, and I'm giving you the whole thing for free. Let me show you how to set it up. So n8n is free. It's open source, but you need to run it somewhere. I use a Hostinger VPS under $7 a month, run 24/7, and you can set it up in 5 minutes with Hostinger. I recommend KVM2 plan for automation workflows. It gives you enough resources to handle image generation and multiple API calls without any issue. Just choose your plan, then you will go to the cart page where you can add my coupon code for an additional 10% off. Now let's get into the workflow. So here is the full workflow. 4 stages, each one documented with sticky notes. I'm going to open every important node so you can see exactly what's happening inside. The link to download the whole thing is in the description. Let's start from step 1, which handles the data. The workflow runs on a schedule. Every 30 minutes, each time it fires, it pulls one row from Google Sheet, one row, one carousel. I keep it simple, one at a time, more reliable and no batch headaches. Let me walk you through the Google Sheet because this is the control panel. So one row equals one carousel. Here is what each column does. So we have brand logo URL, a direct link to your brand's logo image. This gets placed in the corner of every slide automatically. Then we have product URL, the link to your product page. If you leave the description or images empty, the workflow scraps this page and fills them in for you. Then we have product description, optional, write it yourself or leave it blank and the AI scrapes it from the product URL. Either way works, but I recommend filling it manually if you have the detailed description. The scrapper will only get a generic one, same thing for images. It will only pull one. So we have product images, direct links to your product photos. You can put one image or multiple, separated by commas. Different angles, different sizes, the AI uses all of them. Then we have specification. This is your creative direction hint. Want a dark, moody vibe? Type dark cinematic luxury. Want something bright and playful? Say so here. Leave it empty and the AI decides for you. Then we have post date, the date you want this carousel to go live. The format is year, month, day. The workflow only picks up rows that match today's date, so you can schedule a whole week of content in advance. Then post hour, type now to publish immediately when the workflow runs, or type a time like 2 p.m. or 14:30 and it schedules the post for that time. And socials, where you want it posted, Instagram, Facebook, X, comma separated. One row can publish to all 3 platforms at once. Status and post URL, don't touch these. The workflow fills them in automatically. Processing while it's working, publish it when it's done. Fade if something breaks. And the post URL gives you a direct link to the live post. That's it. Fill a row and the AI handles everything else. Get rows, grabs the next unprocessed row, limited to 1 at a time. Let's go to the next one, which is set processing. So this one marks it as in progress, so it doesn't get picked up again on the next run. Then this if node checks, does this row already have a product description? If yes, skips ahead. If no, it triggers Jina AI to scrap the product page automatically. You just paste a product URL in the sheet and the workflow pulls the description for you. And Jina is free, up to 10 million tokens, without even creating an account. That's enough for thousands of product scrapes. And if you ever hit the limit, you can just grab a new API key from a different IP using a free VPN. Then we have merge data. It combines it all into one clean payload. That's what feeds the AI. Now here's the tip. The scrapper works, but it only gets a partial description as I said, and usually one product image. If you want the best possible results, and you should, fill in the description and product images yourself in the sheet. Write a proper description, upload 3 or 4 high-quality product photos, and the AI will have way more to work with and the output will be noticeably better. Since this workflow is designed to handle products in bulk, my recommendation is spend 30 minutes once a week prepping your sheet properly. Fill in the rows, add good descriptions, pick your best product images, then let the workflow do the rest on autopilot. That small upfront effort makes a huge difference in the final carousels. Now we have section 2, AI creative direction and image preparation. This is the AI brain. This is where the magic happens. Now everything goes into basic LLM chain. Under the hood, it's hitting the Anthropic API, that's Claude. And there is a structured output parser attached, which forces Claude to return a valid JSON with a specific schema. No free-form text that could break the pipeline. And this is great because you can use any other AI you want, OpenAI or Gemini. But the real product here is the system prompt. This is over 2000 words. Let's look at how specific it is. You can see we have multiple phases. Like in phase 1, I'm not asking Claude to make a carousel. I'm telling it to act as the executive creative director of a high-end design studio. Phase 1 forces Claude to build a complete visual identity before touching any site. And then in phase 2, we define each slide's creative approach, different composition strategies for each one. Phase 3 is a strict template for every image prompt, 7 components in exact order. And here we have the banned elements. This is the part that made the biggest difference. The banned element lists, I explicitly told Claude never use organic wave shapes, never scatter botanical illustrations, never use soft pastel washes, never use flat backgrounds. Every generic thing AI defaults to, banned by name. This one section eliminated most of the AI look. And then we have the output format. The parsed output gives us a clean array of slides, each with its own detailed image prompt. And every prompt ends with an avoid block, a negative prompt that tells Gemini not to generate same concept as negative prompts in Stable Diffusion or Midjourney. Now let's go to stage 3 or step 3, generate slides with visual consistency loop. This is the part that took me the longest to figure out. The loop processes each slide one at a time, sequentially, not in parallel. That's critical, and here's why. This code node, add previous slides, reads a global memory array. If there are previously generated slides, it fetches them, converts them to base 64, and attaches them as reference images to the current prompt. Think of it like an art director pinning the previous slides on the wall before starting the next one. Gemini literally looks at what it already made, and the text prompt reinforces it. Each slide explicitly says, match the exact typography, color palette, and lighting from the attached previous slides. Visual reference plus written instruction, double enforcement. So, NanoBanana Pro hits the Gemini image generation API with a prompt and all the reference images. Results come back at base 64, get converted to a file, upload it to Blotato media storage, then save slide to memory pushes the image into the global array, so the next slide can reference it, and the loop repeats. Now finally we have step 4, which is for handling publishing. This node, prepare post payload, collects all the uploaded image URLs, grabs the AI generated caption and hashtags, and builds the final post object. The switch reads the social fields from your Google Sheet and routes to the right platform, Instagram, Facebook, or X. Each one has its own publishing node. For publishing, I use Blotato. After trying multiple social media APIs, it's the one that actually works reliably with n8n. Most tools only handle single images. Blotato handles multi-image carousel natively, both media upload and publishing. You can use any third-party APIs you want, but you can find Blotato link in the description. Now let's run the workflow live. I've already filled a row in the sheets, the Nothing Ear 3, wireless earbuds, description written out, product images uploaded, everything filled in properly. This is how you want your sheet to look. We have the brand logo, the Nothing logo, as you can see here, the product URL, this one, the description filled in manually with the full product details, 4 product images, different angles, and social, I only used Instagram. Okay, so post hour is now. Now, since this workflow isn't running on the schedule yet, I haven't activated, I'm going to execute it manually. Okay, so let's open our logs and let's execute our workflow. So first node fires, gets row, it pulls the Nothing Ear 3 row, set processing marks it. The if node sees the description is already filled in, so it skips the scrapper entirely and takes the fast path. Merge data packages it up, stage 1 done in seconds. Now images are being converted to base 64 and now it's hitting Claude. This is the part I want you to watch closely. Look at this. This will take a little bit of time because the system prompt and the user prompt are very long. You can see the input here. There is a lot of text, so we'll wait for the output. And here we go. We got our output. So we got the caption, the hashtags, the color palettes, the typography, lighting, design language, and texture. And each slide has the headline, body, layout, and image prompt. Now the loop already started and NanoBanana generated the images. We are in loop 2 actually, and you can see that add previous slides just pulled slide 1 and attached it as a reference image, like an art director pinning the first slide on the wall. Slide 2 is generating with slide 1 right there in the output. Let's wait for it. It's uploading to Blotato. Now we are in loop 3, which is the final. Since I locked Claude to only create 3 slides, and now we are waiting for the slides to be uploaded to Instagram and publish it. And here we go. So workflow executed successfully. So let's see the results together. Let's go to Instagram. Okay, let's open our result. And here we go. So slide 1, look at that. Deep black background, the case open with both earbuds sitting inside. You can see the transparent internals, sound unseen in bold red text with a red underline, Nothing logo on the top right, and the subtitle, transparent design meets heavyweight audio performance in the Nothing Ear 3. This looks like it came from Nothing's actual marketing team. Slide 2, single earbud close-up. You can see every detail of the transparent shell, the red dot, a diagonal red line cutting across the frame, 45 dB silence in bold, advanced noise cancelling that makes the world disappear. Same dark background, same typography, weight, same red accent color, but completely different composition. That's the consistency loop. And slide 3, here everything. Massive red text, the case open again, but from a different angle. Red border accent framing the text, same visual system across all three slides, the dark theme, the red accent, the bold typography, the nothing logo placement. So 3 slides, same visual identity, no templates, no presets, just a well-engineered prompt and a consistency loop. But this isn't the only product I've run through this workflow. Let me show you what's already on the feed. I've done another nothing earbud post, this one, so completely different creative direction. Sound unseen again, but this time the case is shown from above, more gray tones, softer layouts. White earbud on texture background with vertical text on the side. And the last one is here everything. White bold text, 2 earbuds floating, red underline accent, same product, same workflow, totally different visual identity. That's what happens when the AI starts fresh each time. And then something completely different. This one, the Teenage Engineering OP1. This is not for everyone. Warm cream text on dark background, the synth sitting right in the center, details other mess, split layout, bold typography on the left, close up on the right, and the last one, claim yours. Full product shot, gold accent, completely different brand energy. 3 different products, 3 different aesthetics, all from the same workflow. No templates, no designer. And the cost, Claude for creative direction, about 2 cents. Gemini for the images, about 3 cents. And you can get it for free because Gemini gives you $300 for every Gmail you create. You just need a credit card. So total per carousel, roughly 5 cents. Compare that to Fiverr or Upwork Designer, $50 to $100 per carousel post. This does it for 5 cents and 5 minutes at max. The entire workflow is free, link in the description. You'll get the n8n JSON file, the complete system prompt, and the template Google Sheet to get started. You need API keys for Claude, Gemini, and Blotato. Setup instructions and all the links are in the description. Hosting a VPS link with the coupon is there too. If you want me to customize this for your brand or build something specific, consulting links are also in the description. Thank you for watching everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.